I'm El Alder, and today I am driving outside Austin, Texas in the new Ram 1500 Tungsten. This new top trim brings with it a raft of new surprises and features that really step the 5th generation Ram that we've known since 2019 into something new altogether. It's no news that Ram has really stepped up its game in recent years. Where Fiat Chrysler and all those were once punching bags for poor quality materials and all sorts of other issues, they've become really nice and at times even premium products. Here in this new flagstone tungsten trip, it's actually starting to move a little toward Genesis. I've got butt massagers going, I've got lumbar massagers going, I've got seat vents ventilating my swamp. Oh my goodness, this is lovely. More than that, materials. So many fresh new materials. Ram has been really good on this, and it's continued to get better. We've now got leather-wrapped steering. We've got neat carbon with a sort of houndstooth pattern. We've got it's just nice. And all of this does raise something, which is, why are we doing this in a pickup truck? I started this morning off in the Ram 1500 Tradesman. That is what this truck is supposed to be. It's simple, it's rugged, it's just got 3 old-fashioned knobs for climate control. It's just one unit of trug. This here is something else. This is a lifestyle truck. This is a professional's truck. This is for pulling up to the job site in your white hard hat to make sure that the drywallers aren't eating all the mud again. This is a lovely thing, and today we are going to spend some good old quality time in it. So, the first thing that strikes when you're getting into this isn't the new powertrain or any of that. It's just that it's quiet, it's smooth, it's steady. We have laminated front glass that really helps cut down on wind noise. We have a very smooth ride, even with tires pumped up just shy of 40 psi. This thing is steady and smooth. We've got 5-link rear coil sprung suspension. We have air suspension that can drop the truck 15 millimeters so that it's more aerodynamic and efficient on the highway. It'll drop a full 50 millimeters, that's 2 inches, for ease of load in. It can also raise itself 1 or 2 inches depending on how severe your off-road conditions are going to be. This is a thing that does a lot. And then it does it with all kinds of tech too. We've got some 100 safety features now, in addition to, in the limited, Longhorn, and this here tungsten trim, new level 2 and 2 plus advanced driver assistance. This is big news. This means that this is doing the Super Cruise thing. On regular roads, you can switch on your driver assistance, and adaptive cruise and lane keeping will keep you centered and at pace, and it's very steady, it's very trustworthy. When you get onto some 200,000 kilometers of pre-mapped highways, however, as with Super Cruise, you get something different. It'll tell you can take your hands off. Eyes have to stay on the road, you can look away for about 5 seconds before it'll buzz you. But it'll just do its thing. If you see a gap in traffic that you want to fill, you just nudge the signal and it'll lane change for you. Important to note versus GM Super Cruise, though, is that it won't do anything to surprise you. Ram's engineers are quite insistent that they want to maintain trust in their drivers by letting the drivers actually initiate these processes, whereas GM will simply change when it sees a window and go for it. That extends to other functions as well. The automatic emergency braking in this, for instance, now includes an emergency steer assist, based on data suggesting that drivers will start a maneuver but then freeze up and not follow through. When the vehicle detects that a driver is preparing to avoid what it detects to be an impending incident, it will follow through. It will continue that shift into the other lane to stay clear. Ideally, of course, you won't be worrying about that. You'll be enjoying other parts of this. You'll be enjoying the 20-speaker, 1228-watt audio system. The Ram folks are quite excited about this setup too. There are even speakers in the driver's seat backs. Now, it is a little worrying to think that kids may put their feet up on that and grind mud into the nice steel grills, but it's neat. Also neat, big panoramic roof. It opens up the cab a lot, especially when you open it all the way. But then we get to the really beefy news here, because the 5.7-liter Hemi is dead. Some 20 years after the development of that engine started, it's been retired, and in its place we have the new 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo straight 6. This 3-liter engine puts out a lot of power. In its standard configuration, it's 420 horse and 469 pound-feet. Here in the Tungsten, however, you get high output. That thing puts out 540 horse and 521 pound-feet of torque. This isn't quite the 583 pound-feet that you get from the hybridized Toyota iForce Max and the new Tundra, but that is more power and just plainly a lot of engine. Towing is actually down a little bit from the 5.7. This is partly because Ram says that most people don't actually go past 10,000 pounds with most towing in this half-ton class. Here, it's down just a hair from 12,000 pounds. Of course, towing on a twin-turbo engine may be a source of some anxiety. You see, heat soak under severe load tends to do undesirable things to undesirably expensive turbochargers. Ram engineers are quite emphatic and, indeed, clearly rather proud about what they've pulled off here, though, because instead of the usual air-to-air cooling, they've gone liquid-to-air, along with a number of other thermal improvements. This is said to manage heat very effectively under load, as well as even just when you're sitting in traffic. This makes towing a little safer, a little more reliable. It also means that you're not heat-soaking things when you're not on the move. You still have full cooling capacity, even when you're sitting in traffic in Nevada heat. It's a very interesting powertrain, and while no, it doesn't have quite the same potato thrum as the girthy V8s, that smaller displacement is a big helper for fuel economy and, of course, emissions. Then, as they frame it, the turbo is there to amplify that displacement that you do have. Of course, none of that comes cheap. These here tungstens, well, these pickups are moving up to 100. That's a lot of money. And yes, it comes with all the things as standard in this trim. Really, the only things that you're going to spec beyond that are an additional towing package or the off-road pack. Other than that, though, you're just picking your colors, your gearing, and the lot. Of that gearing, by the way, we do have a new ratio. There's still the original 321 and 392 final drive, but they've also added another in the middle at 3.55. Beyond this, though, it really becomes something of a case study in what the modern pickup market has become. You see, pickups do what they need to do. The work truck tradesman trim of this thing is lovely as it is. It also actually has dual pane windows. It's really quiet. It's similarly smooth. It doesn't have the same 12 or in this case 14-inch massive central display. With, it must be noted, the slick and very quick and responsive new Android Automotive OS-based UI. Really though, the money for the manufacturers now in pickups is loading in feature content. That's where the margin is. The truck beneath it all costs what the truck costs. But the more seat massagers, the more leather you're able to load in, the juicier that MSRP gets for the OEM. It'd feel cynical to call it nickel and diming because people are not being forced to pay this. That being said, if someone wants everything, they're going to buy the one that has everything, and that list of everything, and thus the price, continues to grow. We now have not one, but two wireless charging pads down here in the middle. You can now use your phone as the key. It just integrates into your Apple or Android wallet. You've got a screen on the passenger side built into the dash with privacy glass so it doesn't distract the driver, but that you can connect your phone to via HDMI for phone projection or entertainment in the dash. Why? Why do we need this? Yes, it's neat, but it's so wholly unnecessary. The Wagoneers are doing this too. It's just tech for tech's sake. The tow mirrors, if you've equipped that option group, now extend electronically because you can't just boop them the one time. You actually need to extend them or put them back in when you're hooking up a trailer. We've got seat haptics. We've got 24-way adjustable power front seats. We've got the aforementioned speaker in the back of the seat. There is so much going on inside this truck, and to Ram's credit, they're pulling it off really well. The buyers who want everything, who spec every last box, they're gonna have a really nice rig here. They're gonna pay for it, but it's gonna be handsome. This is a really, really impressive facelift, and while it's not the outright all-new vehicle that we're looking forward to, such as with the arrival of the Ram Rev, the EV, it's supposed to land at the end of 2024, it is such a substantial step forward for the 5th generation Ram 1500 that whether you're in this here Tungsten or simply in the base tradesman, it's a nice rig. For Driving.ca, I'm El Alder. For more pickup news, reviews, specs, and all the rest, be sure to follow us online on Driving.ca and check out our socials over on Instagram, Twitter,